Social Security is about to garnish 100% of some beneficiaries' checks, but only under specific conditions that took effect last month. If you receive Social Security retirement, spousal benefits, survivor's benefits, or SSDI, you need to pay close attention to this update. Today, I'm breaking down exactly who's affected, who's protected, and what you can do if you receive an overpayment notice. In this video, you'll discover the critical March 28th cutoff date that determines whether your entire check could be withheld, the crucial differences between SSDI and SSI garnishment rules, and the exact steps to protect your benefits through appeals and waivers. Stay until the end to learn about a special service that helps seniors navigate Medicare options tailored to your specific situation, potentially saving you thousands in healthcare costs. Welcome to Financial Area, where we cut through the confusion to bring you clear, actionable Social Security updates. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button and like this video to stay informed about critical benefits changes that could affect your financial security. The Social Security Administration recently released an important press statement that has many beneficiaries concerned. According to this official announcement, SSA is reinstating its policy of 100% garnishment for overpayment recovery, but only in specific circumstances. Here's what you need to know. March 28th, 2025 is the critical cutoff date. If you receive a notice of overpayment after March 28th, 2025, your benefits could be subject to 100% garnishment. This means the Social Security Administration could withhold your entire monthly check until the overpayment is recovered. However, and this is extremely important, if you received your overpayment notice before March 28, 2025, you remain under the previous rules, which cap garnishment at either 10% of your monthly benefits or $10, whichever is greater. This distinction has created significant confusion among beneficiaries, with many fearing their entire checks could suddenly disappear. What does 100% garnishment actually mean in practice? Simply put, it means the Social Security Administration can withhold your entire monthly benefit payment until the full amount of overpaid benefits is recovered. This represents a dramatic shift from the previous approach. Under the old system, most beneficiaries faced a maximum withholding of just 10% of their monthly check. For example, if you received $2,000 monthly, SSA would typically withhold no more than $200 per month to recover an overpayment. This allowed beneficiaries to maintain at least 90% of their income during the repayment period. Under the new 100% garnishment policy, that same beneficiary could temporarily lose their entire $2,000 monthly payment. For many seniors and disabled Americans who live on fixed incomes, losing an entire month's benefits could be financially devastating, potentially affecting their ability to pay for housing, food, medications, and other essentials. Let's be crystal clear about who faces these new garnishment rules. The 100% garnishment policy applies to beneficiaries of Social Security retirement benefits, SSI, spousal benefits, survivor's benefits, Social Security disability insurance, SSDI. However, there's an important exception. Supplemental Security Income, SSI, recipients are not subject to the 100% garnishment rule. If you receive SSI benefits, the maximum garnishment remains capped at 10% of your monthly payment, regardless of when you received an overpayment notice. Common scenarios that lead to overpayments include working while receiving disability benefits and exceeding income limits, failing to report changes in living situations that affect benefit calculations, continuing to receive benefits after a beneficiary has passed away, administrative errors on the part of the Social Security Administration itself. Understanding whether you might face an overpayment issue is the first step toward protecting your benefits. If you receive an overpayment notice from the Social Security Administration, don't panic, but do act quickly. These notices contain critical information that will determine your next steps. First, check the date on the letter. Remember, if it's dated after March 28, 2025, you could face 100% garnishment. If it's before that date, you're still under the 10% cap. Next, look for the stated reason for the overpayment. Common reasons include unreported income, changes in marital status, or administrative errors. The letter should specify the total amount allegedly overpaid, the time period during which the overpayment occurred, the proposed recovery method, your appeal rights and deadlines. Pay particular attention to the time frames mentioned. You typically have 60 days to file an appeal, but only 10 days to request continued benefits during the appeal process. These deadlines are strict, and missing them can significantly impact your options. Finally, review the claimed overpayment amount carefully. The SSA does make mistakes, and the amount could be incorrect. If you believe the overpayment determination is wrong, either entirely or in part, you have the right to appeal. There are several grounds for appealing an overpayment. You believe you weren't actually overpaid. You disagree with the amount of the overpayment. You think the determination was based on incorrect information. To file an appeal, you'll need to complete Form SSA 561, Request for Reconsideration. You can download this form from the SSA website, pick it up at your local Social Security office, or call and request that it be mailed to you. When filing your appeal, be specific about why you believe the determination is incorrect and include any evidence supporting your position. This might include pay stubs, bank statements, or other documentation that contradicts the SSA's findings. Importantly, if you file your appeal within 10 days of receiving the notice, you can request that your benefits continue unchanged while your appeal is being processed. This is called continuation of payment and can prevent financial hardship while your case is under review. Even if the overpayment determination is correct, you may still be able to avoid repayment through a waiver. A waiver request essentially asks the SSA to forgive the overpayment entirely. To qualify for a waiver, you must demonstrate two things. 1. The overpayment was not your fault, and 2. Either you cannot afford to repay the money, or repayment would be unfair for some other reason. To request a waiver, complete Form SSA 632, Request for Waiver of Overpayment Recovery. This form requires detailed financial information, including your income, expenses, assets, and debts. Be thorough and accurate when completing this form, as it will be used to evaluate your financial situation. Supporting documentation for a waiver might include bank statements showing limited resources, bills demonstrating your monthly expenses, medical bills, or other evidence of financial hardship. Any correspondence showing you attempted to notify SSA of changes. Waiver processing can take several months. During this time, if your waiver request was filed within 30 days of the overpayment notice, the SSA should not begin recovery until a decision is made. If you receive an overpayment notice, time is of the essence. Here are the immediate steps you should take. First, within the first 10 days after receiving the notice, decide whether you want to pay the amount in full if you agree and can afford it. Request a payment plan if you agree but need time to pay. File an appeal if you disagree with the determination. Request a waiver if it wasn't your fault and you can't afford to repay. If you're filing an appeal or requesting a waiver, clearly state in your paperwork that you also want your benefits to continue during the review process. This request must be made within the first 10 days. Gather and organize all relevant documents, including the overpayment notice itself, any previous correspondence with the SSA, income documentation for the period in question, records showing you reported changes appropriately, if applicable, financial statements showing your current situation. Make copies of everything before submitting any documents to the SSA. Keep a detailed log of all communications, including dates, names of representatives you speak with, and summaries of each conversation. When dealing with overpayment issues, effective communication with the SSA is crucial. Consider these approaches. For in-person assistance, schedule an appointment at your local Social Security office rather than walking in. Wait times can be extensive, and appointments receive priority. Bring all relevant documentation with you, along with a written summary of your situation and questions. If you prefer handling matters online, use your My Social Security account to check the status of pending appeals or waivers, submit certain documents electronically, view detailed benefit information. When calling the SSA's national number, 1-800-772-1213, be prepared for potentially long wait times. Call early in the morning or later in the week for shorter waits. Keep your Social Security number, claim number, and the overpayment notice nearby. If you're requesting a reconsideration hearing, prepare thoroughly. Consider bringing a family member, friend, or advocate with you for support. During the hearing, stick to the facts, present your evidence clearly, and explain why you believe the determination is incorrect or why a waiver should be granted. You don't have to navigate this complex process alone. Several resources are available to help. Legal aid organizations often provide free assistance with Social Security issues to low-income individuals. The Legal Services Corporation, LSC, can connect you with local legal aid providers who specialize in benefits issues. Many area agencies on aging offer benefits counseling services to seniors, including help with Social Security overpayment issues. These services are typically free or low cost. For those seeking Medicare guidance, specialized Medicare advisors can help you optimize your coverage based on your specific health needs and financial situation. Unlike general insurance agents, these advisors focus exclusively on Medicare options and can find plans that cover your preferred doctors, medications, and treatments while minimizing your out-of-pocket costs. Working with a Medicare specialist is particularly valuable if you're facing benefit reductions due to overpayment recovery. These professionals can help identify potential savings in your healthcare costs to offset some of the financial impact of benefit garnishment. To summarize what we've covered today, if you receive an overpayment notice from Social Security after March 28, 2025, you could face 100% garnishment of your benefits until the overpayment is recovered. However, notices received before that date remain under the 10% cap. Remember that you have options. You can appeal the determination if you believe it's incorrect, or request a waiver if repayment would cause financial hardship. Acting quickly is essential, particularly if you want to maintain your benefits during the appeal process. For those concerned about healthcare costs during this challenging time, the Medicare Advisory Service we mentioned can help optimize your coverage to potentially save hundreds or even thousands per year. You can find the link in the description below to connect with these specialists. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Financial Area for more clear, actionable updates on Social Security, Medicare, and retirement benefits. Hit the notification bell to be alerted whenever we post new content that could affect your financial security. Thank you for watching, and remember, knowledge is your best defense when it comes to protecting your benefits.